With this camera, I have shot weddings, short films, travel vlogs, commercials, products, cinematic food videos, automobiles and cars, and more. And this camera is none other than the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. In fact, the rest of this video is going to be shot on this exact camera, and I'm going to be talking about my favorite features from this camera, which I use on day-to-day basis. And also, whole audio is going to be recording on the internal microphone. I'm not going to be using any external microphone. I'm going to be using the internal microphone of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So let's get started with my first favorite feature. So one of my favorite features about this camera is the low light, because the low light is absolutely incredible on this camera. In fact, to do this lighting setup, I'm also using two little LED lights. Literally, two little LED lights are the main light. And if I hide them, this is what it looks like, around 400 ISOs. So it is absolutely incredible if you want to shoot in any single lighting condition, because the low light is absolutely incredible, and you can shoot in multiple lighting conditions because you do not have to think about the lighting conditions all the time when you're shooting video. And if you're going for this like exact look, I'm just using like 24 FPS with a 50 shutter speed and around 400 ISO. So for that, as you can see, it is so incredibly easy to go with the low light. And the second amazing feature is the D-Log. I absolutely love shooting with D-Log M because it is super easy to color grade, and as you can see, with simple drag and drop, you can actually change the colors. In fact, D-Log M is super awesome that I absolutely color grade every single video I take with it, even my family videos. So it is super handy and it is super easy to use, and I absolutely love the codec that DJI uses, and working with 4K videos is super easy with it. And it is super easy to operate, so anybody can actually operate. You just need to flip it and start recording with it. One of the best features about this camera is that it is so different looking and so small that if you go and shoot with other people, more people are curious and they are like looking at it in a funny way. They do not take it seriously because it doesn't look like a pro camera, but in fact it shoots like such a pro camera on such a pro level that it gives you the best quality. Meanwhile, you can go with like any monument places or any historic sites, and people are not going to be restricting you because you have such a little camera with you. So this is one of my favorite underrated feature about this camera. And since I'm recording with the internal microphone, the best thing is that it can be used by itself, and or it can be used with a proper rig. In fact, if you want to see what a proper rig looks like, wait till for my next video. I'm going to be making a monster of rig setup, and I'm going to be showing you what I use to shoot commercials with. And like I said, I have shot the commercials. The skill levels may vary differently for every single person. It can be used on any single skill level, whether your family member is using it or whether you are a pro videographer like me and using it for professional workflow. And since the quality is absolutely amazing, I love using this camera as my webcam. As a 4K 60 webcam with absolutely amazing quality, can be used not just as a webcam but also as a studio camera. Now, to actually understand what without processing audio looks like, it sounds like something like this. But now with processing, I am sounding just like this. Now, the thing is, it can be paired with the DJI Mic 2 or also the newly released the DJI Mic Minis, and you do not need any kind of transmitter to pair with them. So this is an amazing part to be in the DJI ecosystem. Now, there are some things that I do not like about this exact camera, and I'm going to be telling you right now. First of all, the manual focus or the lack of manual focus. Now, there is the single focus mode, but it does not confirm you that you are going to be having this precise control over the exact focus point. Sometimes I need this exact focus point when I'm shooting some travel videos or some automobiles that I do not have with this camera. But in fact, it does come in handy if you have this thing set up on a single focal point. There's that. The second point, which I'm going to be showing you right now, is it is actually exposing for the highest lighting point. So I have my exposure set to minus 0.3 or minus 0.3. The problem with that is it's going to be targeting all of the highlights and none of the shadows. It should be face focus. So the lack of face focus exposure is there and it cannot be fixed. And this is something seriously DJI needs to look into, and which we cannot actually control because there is no open source software support on this camera. And if there was, that would be so amazing. Like if people can go and tweak and change it, that would be absolutely amazing. And this is something coming from a pro, and as being a pro, there is one of my biggest complaints with this camera is that there is no open gate. Come on, DJI. So look, if I want to shoot like this, we have so much amazing headroom for this one. For if you are going to be shooting on a 3K resolution, one by one is available. But why not we have a 4K width by a 3K height? That would be like absolutely amazing. So maybe a 3000 by 3840 would be a perfect resolution, so we can shoot open gate and can make videos for multiple different screens at the same time. And while I love using Pocket 3 as my webcam, it would have been amazing if I could have used it as a wireless webcam for my PC. It would be so amazing to be used on my like WhatsApp calls to show products or different things. And wireless webcam feature would be a game changer if you can add it as a software upgrade. And the other thing, even though there is amazing FPV mode available, there is no way to do precise movements. That means I cannot just go like this, like super easy with the clouds and change into another transition where there's a cloud. So sometimes when I'm shooting my favorite like amazing music videos, I cannot do this amazing transition where you go from sky to sky. So in fact, like this camera is not made for like the prosumers or the professionals. This camera is absolutely freaking gorgeous because I love this 20 mm lens, the depth of field, the amazing high dynamic range. In fact, like if this camera can do a little bit of these things perfectly, this would be a perfect camera for everybody. But maybe DJI, if you can, if you're watching this, maybe release a freaking software for the precise movements, for the face priority, for the exposure, and maybe a couple of other things which I told you about. And in fact, it would be amazing if I can just operate this camera wirelessly while using my PC as a webcam also at the same time. And one other feature I would have absolutely loved on this camera would be a mic jack. It would be so easy just to plug a shotgun mic and record on a PC setup or on a different kind of setup where I do not want to have a mic on your collar or somewhere else. It would have been so amazing to see if DJI could have added these features, and it would be absolutely a game changer for everybody. So for me, this camera is one of the best cameras that I've actually ever used, and I've used multiple different cameras over the years. This camera is going to be in a Hall of Fame. And of course, I'm going to be doing the pro setup video very soon. So keep subscribed for that one, and I will see you in the next one.